Yes, I would like to thank all of you who are listening here tonight and all of you at home for taking the time to be involved in your decision about who will be your leader come April. I've been a volunteer in the community, that's why I know so many of you. And I took that volunteerism as my children got older, and I decided that there was a lot of policy that I thought we could improve. And that's why I ran for city council and why I've been working very hard while I've been on the council to get things done. I'm energetic and hardworking, ethical. I will take my servant leadership background that I have from Paterno University that I've gained while I was working in government, take that to the mayor's office, and I would appreciate your vote on February 17th. Don't forget to vote. And again, thank you for all listening.
Thank you very much. I want to thank Channel 8, and I want to thank the League of Women Voters and of course the viewers at home for taking the time to sponsor this event and or watch it. One of the things that's kind of interesting about what I've heard tonight is when you get to be the oldest person in this field of candidates, the expression term limits is a moot point. But having said that, La Crosse has some issues. They have some things that have to be fixed. If you look at the capital improvement budget, every year the capital improvement budget is targeted for about $6.5 million. And every year that's what we borrow, $6.5 million. However, that runs in a 10-year cycle, so we always owe $65 million on our capital improvement budget. We don't ever gain on that. Anybody that buys a house, every month there's a little bit of their mortgage that's paid down. We don't do that. We borrow the same thing we pay off for our capital improvement budget. We can't get ahead that way. Another thing that is interesting that you need to look into is in 2010, we've got $1.4 million in the capital budget for a new swimming pool at Forest Hills, just a couple of blocks away from the municipal swimming pool, and yet we can't seem to do anything about storm sewers. That's a tragedy. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of WKBT, Channel 8, and the Women Voters in the La Crosse area, I'd like to thank all of our candidates for coming here this evening and to taking part in the democratic process. I'd like to thank fellow Westerners, Joe Heim and Mark McPherson from Channel 8. I'd also like to thank all of our audiences here tonight and the audience that's joining us from home. Thank you for coming out to the Health Science Center tonight. It's been a very exciting conversation, and thank you all for working with us in a short amount of time and for tuning in. And don't forget to vote in the primary election on February 17th. There will be another election and probably other candidate forums coming up in March for the April election. And so we hope that you will join us again for those. Don't forget to vote. Thank you again.
You want to say that on camera?
I would.
Right there. Go
I
ahead.
really got nothing out of this debate. I think I would have had a better time sitting at home with my dog tonight. Thank you.
That'll be on the webpage.
I didn't get anything out of this. It's the same old, same old.
They mentioned green jobs, but that was the one.
Show them who you're supporting.
You're supporting Matt Harder. Hunters for Matt Harder.
Hold the sign up closer to the camera. And how come? Do you know?
We sort of know. We've helped work around the city sometimes, put out signs, talk to them.
You a hard worker?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like their business, and I like his idea on taxes. That seems pretty good. But I mean, if all the candidates want the taxes to go down, that's good enough. But yeah, I think his business, how he runs it, it shows just how hard of a worker he is, and we'll see what he's going to do for La Crosse.
Okay, it's on YouTube. That address.
I saw something on YouTube.
Go on.
Hi, I just wanted to add that I forgot at my closing to include, which are on my commercials, if you watch Channel 19, that we're going to start out each year with a zero-based budget, old-fashioned town hall meetings, open and transparent government, and it's going to be responsible spending. I guess that's about all I can tell you, other than please remember to vote. Thank you.
And your name?
Gary Podesky.
Thank you.
Didn't hear any personal questions answered. I had one was why we're adding more storefronts downtown when we can't fill the ones we got. Why we build that big bus barn? Why the city is in the real estate business. There's houses all over that the city owns. If we'd have given this land to Deke on the causeway, he'd been paying taxes. That might have reduced our taxes, and he'd have built something on it by now.
So you think it's the same old politics it's been for a long time in La Crosse, or?
I would say it's pretty close to that.
Is it getting worse? You think there's a chance of turning it around? None of the candidates you think can really grab a hold of it?
I don't know. Time will tell is all we can say.
Thank you for your comments.
I'd just like to say that the city of La Crosse needs to find a way to lower taxes, and the only way we can really do that is to cut government programs. I think there's way too much government, and I think most of the candidates are all beating around the bush and won't come out strongly and say that we need to get rid of this or that program. The question I would like to ask is, name me one thing government can do better than private industry, and in the economic times that we have, we need to figure out how the private sector can meet the needs of the city people.
I'm sorry, I know the answer to that,
way. I'm also concerned about the alcohol issues. I think that's a big problem when you ticket people for drinking as much as we do in La Crosse. Drinking's legal activity, and with the public intoxication law, I think that's an infringement upon our rights, and I'd like to see the next mayor of La Crosse repeal that ordinance, and also look at toning down the Gestapo-like tactics that the La Crosse Police Department now uses to bust parties and that around college campuses. I think it's getting a little bit out of control. My two big issues.
What specifically could the private industry do better than government? Do you have any ideas on?
Yeah, well, you got to look at the budget. It's $68 million. For instance, the fire department, I think we could go to a volunteer fire department and save a lot of money there. And with police too, I think we could cut a lot of that out. I think even the library funding, we could come out with some private donations for that. Different solutions to lower the budget. I'd like to see less talk about hiring new people and more talk about replacing some of these positions in government with nothing, or and letting private sector.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.